And welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and today I am painting a sock. Well, actually I'm going to paint two socks because there's no point having one painted sock and one not. So if it works, I get a cool pair. If it doesn't work, I've used a whole heap of paint that didn't need to be used. But that's okay because by the time I know whether this works or not, I will not have any of this paint left probably. I'm kind of churning through it a bit. I'm using Decor Art Styling paint. This was sent to me by Decor Art to trial and to share my trials with you guys. And so, as I say, I'm going to do a sock, or socks. And these socks are just standard men's socks that I bought from, I don't know, where did I buy them from? The warehouse, maybe? And I'm putting them onto a spray can. And the reason I'm doing that is so that they are sitting tubular, as you might say. We're going tubular today, darlings. And then I'm just going to put the leftover from just above the ankle down into this tin. Oh, noisy. And then we will be able to, why is that not muting? Hush and go away. And I have my turntable so I can turn things around, play with it, check that it's all been painted. So I'm going to put this one over here for later. What colours am I choosing to play with today? We have purple, we have aqua, and if this works, they're going to go to my nephew who loves funky socks and loves pink. So we're going pink and probably a little bit of white, maybe a little bit of navy, but that's to be seen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some paint into a tin which has been shaped to be a spout. These are, for those of you that have been asking recently, I haven't told anybody what these are for a while. These are just straight tuna tins. Just little flavoured tuna tins, and when they get eaten at home, we cut the lids off with a seal cutting opener, and that cuts through the seal, leaving a nice smooth unsharp edge on the tin and also on the lid, so when the tin isn't bent it just fits back in. Watch this. See, look, tuna. It just sits back in there and it basically makes an airtight container again, which keeps the mixed paint nice and fresh if you're mixing in that. So that's my description of my tin. Now let's get to pouring some paint into it. So this paint for pouring, they sent me some acrylic pouring medium. This is Decor Art's pouring medium, and they claim that you can get cells with it. The cells I've got without putting silicone in haven't been that great in the past. Yes, you do get cells. I'm not saying you don't get them, but you don't get them as good as you get with silicone. But they have told me that if I put silicone in, I am risking not being able to adhere to the the paint. So if there is any silicone left in any of these paints, it is purely because they are, I'm reusing the mixing containers. Alright, so I have no idea how much paint that is. Probably about I don't know, 50 mils maybe, which is about just over 1.5 fluid ounces. And I'm gonna just pour as if I'm pouring a cup or a bottle. Oh look, it's running down there. That's cool, but it's not doing what I need it to do. Let's see what the second trip round does. Still losing a lot of it just running. These socks have been washed. They're brand new, haven't been worn, but I did put them through the wash because, you know, there's always something that gets some sort of machine, oils and stuff like that. This is not creating the result I was looking for. I wonder whether it's because it's just absorbed straight in. Oh, sorry, I didn't tilt you up. That's terrible. Well, worst comes to worst, we're going to end up with some paint on the ground that we can make cabochons out of. But I'm not seeing a result that's going to be pretty. How's it get any better than that? Alright, so I'm going to move this one out of the way and I'm going to bring in the other one and I'm going to try a little something. Put that one over there to sit. What I'm going to try with this is I'm going to grab my silicone brush and I'm going to grab the pouring medium and I'm going to wet down the sock. Just get some moisture happening so that it is not necessarily going to run off quite so quickly. Let's try that. Sorry, turning it the wrong way. Let's see if this makes any difference. Okay. Exploring and experimenting, that's fun for me and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you don't, go find another channel because I do a lot of it. Alright, let's pour this back in again. So So we had some purple, some aqua, some pink, and some white. And let's see, you can actually see this time, that's a good idea. Oh, that's definitely doing better. And we're going to lose it. See how that's just beading all the way down? That beading started further up, and I'm noticing it's only happening where that pouring medium was not. Once we get past the pouring medium, that's when it starts to bead. So there you go. Suggestion, put a bit of pouring medium down first. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, I could just use a wet sock. And yep, you probably could. And they do not recommend mixing water. It can affect the mix. Can affect the sticking power and the staying power. And we're actually getting what looks like a decent-ish pour here. But not very much pink for my nephew. I'm seeing the pink still in the tin, so let's do it. Keep going. Maybe if I go that way around, the pink might stay on the top. Alright, so we've definitely got a better coverage, I think, with the pouring medium in place. Obviously we're going to have to wait and see how that sinks in. And I'm not sure this is going to work very well. But we have two things to try. I'm really not liking the look of that sock over there. Well, it's a painted sock, and I mean, hey, once it's dry and we test how well it stretches, that'll be the very interesting result. I would say it's probably just going to rip apart and go awful, but you're probably better off using white socks and alcohol inks would be my guess. Yeah, that would be my guess probably. Not that I've ever used alcohol inks, but I'm just guessing. Alright guys, I'm going to leave these two sit and soak and see what they want to do. Let's see if there's anything worth making cabochons out of. Eek. Let's have a look. I'm not loving it. It's not hitting my mojo. So So let's see what we can get out of the tin. We might get something pretty. Now, as with most paints, this doesn't say use it on glass. And some of you are like going, you're going to put glass into that, you're going to expect it to hold. No, I don't expect it to hold ever. And what I do ask of the paint is to stay on long enough for me to glue it into the pendant. I quite like this. This is pretty. Can I get you closer? Sorry, it's not very clear because the zoom, we're so far zoomed. Let me bring it closer. Look at that. Oh, pretty. Let's see what the torch does, if it does anything, because it's not got any silicone in it. Alright, we're getting something happening. Whether they're popped air bubbles or something else, I'm not sure. So, how do I cabochon that? What part of it is the pretty bit? You probably all have your own point of view about that. So let's see what I create and see if anybody loves it. You know what? I'm going to do an oval. So these cabochons have come as part of a set with a pendant tray that you can glue the glass in. And a cabochon is a flat side one side and concave the other, convex the other side. And I put a piece of blue tack on the convex side as a handle, and then I just lay it gently into the paint so that we've got paint all over the flat bottom side. And I said flat, not fat. Wow, that's pretty. I like that. I'm noticing that the paint's a little bit thin on that side there, so I'm just going to re-dip that. But that is super pretty. I like it. So I'm going to put that aside to dry. And even if the socks don't work, I've made something pretty. Now, there is some interesting swirly gigs happening in that leftover paint. Let's bring it up close so you can. So this is the sort of cells that I've noticed come out with the pouring medium, and they do stretch and they do stay. So I'm just gonna see what we can get happening. Put some more paint back in that bit. Remember, this is not silicone cells, this is the cells from the Decor Art pouring medium. And I'm going to stick a circle in there. Always give the flat side of your cabochon a bit of a polish before you dip it down, so that you know that it's completely clean, so that you know that what you're going to get coming out is the paint and not something that was accidentally on. I'm going to multi-dip this just to give some extra paint on the back because it was quite thin. Okay, so on the back we've got quite a bit of paint now, which is good. Now, as I was saying before, all I do is I ask the paint to stay long enough. That's pretty. Purple and aqua. Till I get it, and I clean off, once it's dry, I clean off the edges, and then I make sure that the glue is gluing the glass to the metal of the pendant tray, and that gives it a waterproof seal. Hopefully, I don't guarantee, but that gives it a waterproof seal, and the water can't get in and lift the paint off the back of the glass, because it's not designed for glass, guys. So that sounds pretty too. Alright, I'm going to let this all dry and come back and play. Checking out where we're at now with the socks. We've got, oops, sorry. So this is the one that I poured first. And this is the one I poured second. A little bit more definition in the paint still in there, but not holding out much hope, guys. But hey, how does it get any better than that? What else is possible? And what else can I play with? I'm going to go and play with something else now. See you soon. I'll be back with the dry results in 3, 2, 1. So, yeah, nah, bro, which is a real Kiwiism saying. So I had to really pry this off the can, partly because it is stuck to the can, but partly because we actually have to stretch the paint out to get it to come off, which is, I suppose it's okay if your sock needs to be stretched anyway, bigger than the can to get over your ankle. Sometimes it made it easier to go up the strips. Going from both directions. But these socks do not stretch sideways, like bigger. If I was going to be doing this again, which I won't, I would get a canister or a infill of some description that's the same size as or slightly bigger than the leg that the socks are going to be going on. So that you can paint to the size of the person who's going to wear it. Alright, got it off. So see how much I had to stretch that to get that off. One thing I have found with this paint is that when you put it together, oh look, I took the label off. That's funny. Price tag label. Even when it's completely dry, it's a little bit tacky against each other. Like I'm wearing my jeans, and when I bend down, how do I do this? Okay, so there's my foot. When I bend my leg down and kneel down or something like that, and the folds of the jeans bend together, they then have to be peeled apart. Like the bottom of the jean folds up and stays there. It's kind of funny. So the insides of these, if you leave them laying flat to each other, do sort of pull. This one I've only just taken off the can, and I can still feel it's a little bit tackier on the inside than this one. This one's been off the can for a couple of days, but it's still tacky on the inside, and you can see there how much that paint has been pulled apart. I have no idea how long this would last washing them. Actually, it looks cooler on the inside, to be honest, but anyway. So yeah, I don't recommend it on knit fabric. Not that knit fabric is included at all on the list of things that this stuff is designed for. Shoes, handbags, t-shirts are stretchy. But yeah, you'd want to have your t-shirt at the stretch that you're going to have it at before you poured it. So it does stretch, like, you know, you can see it moving, but there is a limit to that. Like I'm pulling the hardest I can on those socks, and they're nowhere near as stretchy as they were before. If I come down here and stretch, look how much stretch there is on that compared to on that. So they look pretty funky. Like you might think about perhaps pouring them and making an art installation out of them. But there's definitely no cells visible. There's no interest that we normally get from acrylic pouring. But they do look kind of funky. And yeah. Wouldn't do them again. That would be my suggestion. Don't do them again. How's it get any better than that? So I did, when I poured these though, if you remember, I did do a couple of cabochons. And they've come out pretty funky. The colours are very nice. I like them. Purple and pink with a little bit of turquoise. Come focus. That's pretty cool. And there's the other one. That one's just very generic and whimsical. Oh, these are so hard to photograph. Some of you might be wondering why they're not up on my Etsy store yet. It's because I'm not happy with the photographs of them. It's really the big story. So there we go. There we have it. Pretty. And not necessarily quite so pretty. What else is possible? That's a really good question. What else could you paint on? I don't recommend stretch fabrics. That's my recommendation there. And yeah, but I had fun, and it's always good to have fun. So if you are into having fun and acrylic pouring, come join us on Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group. We have monthly challenges. This month is the Inspired by Nature, and I'm not really sure. I suppose this kind of looks like water running down, maybe. I don't know. No, it looks like paint running down, really. Come on. Be honest. This is not inspired by nature at all. And what else is possible, guys? How much fun can you have? And if you would like to contribute to my channel, I'm so super grateful for those of you that do. It's such a huge contribution. In fact, with the latest donations, I went out and I bought, let me show you, this pack of 40 8x10 canvases. So you're going to be seeing some rectangular canvases back in my world again. Yay! So thank you all for the donations. Oh goodness, that was not supposed to zoom that much, sorry. Thank you all for the contributions that you all be with regards to my art. And I love hearing your comments. And what else is possible, guys? Showing you around my studio just a little bit. Some of the beautiful pieces that we've got. Some ready for sale, some getting ready for sale. And some, which I'm not showing you right now, in the process of being created for you guys to see. So, thanks again for coming to play. And what else is possible? I adore you. Bye-bye.